Welcome to the name game. Workout number 86 is double Dutch. AMRAP for 4 minutes, 9 dumbbell squats with 50s or 35-pound dumbbells, 54 single unders. Rest 1 minute. AMRAP for 4 minutes, 9 dumbbell hang to overhead, again 50 or 35 pounds per hand, 54 speed steps. Rest 1 minute. AMRAP for 4 minutes, 9 dumbbell snatch at 50 or 35 pounds per hand, and 54 double unders. Your score on this workout is going to be your total reps cumulative of all 3 of those AMRAPs. Let's get into standards. For the dumbbell squat, again, 2 dumbbells in your hands. You can hold them however you want. So behind your neck, on your shoulders, like a traditional front rack. You can rest them in. You can literally hold them however you want. For the single unders, the rope's just got to pass under your feet 1 time. If it goes under twice, it doesn't count. It can only be 1 time underneath your feet, and obviously it has to be a successful rep in order to count. The dumbbell hang to overhead, just as it sounds, you start and hang. It could be between your legs, it could be outside your legs, that doesn't matter, but your arms have to be straight. And then it does not matter if it passes through the front rack or not. So in other words, you could clean and jerk this, or like hang clean and jerk this, or you could dumbbell snatch this overhead. It's got to be locked out overhead fully and in line with your body. The 54 speed steps. A speed step is a single foot each time the rope passes under your feet. So only 1 foot can touch at a time. So practically, it looks like you're running. However, you can't have both feet touch the ground in the same rep. So you need to make sure that you're alternating feet per alternated jump. You cannot do it where it's all on 1 foot or all on the other foot, or 2 on 1 foot, 2 on the other foot. It needs to be alternated like you are running. That's a speed step. For the double unders, pretty simple. We've been doing these for a while. Rope's got to pass under your feet twice, and it's got to be successful reps. Let's loop in Coach Chris. We'll talk about strategy.
I think we said this pre-call. It's a little wonky in terms of some of the movements you're going to see.
It's different, and that's sort of the idea.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, we've seen, for lack of a better term, wonky stuff or strange stuff come out at the games level. You know, people have been surmising that we're going to see it at the quarterfinals level at some point here soon. So it's like, just get used to doing something weird that maybe you're not used to. And so, you know, you start with a 4-minute AMRAP of dumbbell squats, 54 single unders. You know, sometimes it'll be referred to as like a dumbbell front squat where you kind of are resting it on your shoulders. Rest a minute, 4-minute AMRAP, dumbbell hang to overhead, which can be, a clean and jerk or a snatch. 54 speed steps, which will be
I'll put in the video, but basically it's like you're running in place and the rope's going underneath your feet each time. So each time that rope goes under is technically like a rep. So every time that spins, just like a single under in terms of how you're counting, except your feet will be alternating as you do that. So think about like running in place and having that rope going underneath your feet is a speed step.
Mm-hmm. Then you get a short rest and then another 4-minute AMRAP of regular dumbbell snatches and 54 double unders.
Double dumbbell snatches.
Double dumbbell snatches. I think this is going to be something that, you know, turnover speed here is super quick, right?
Yeah. It's sort of like an execution workout, like much like the jump rope workout in the games was. And sorry, not to go off on like an own tangent here, but I just think we're going to see, if Bosman continues to program stuff, we're going to see more like the same types of implements, but used in novel ways. I think that was sort of his idea for like a jump rope, was like, oh, actually I heard him say this on a podcast. Like, people only ever use the jump rope as a double under. It's not a double under tool. Like it's a jump rope, and you can do a lot of things with that. And his background is largely like gymnastics, some like, I think like boxing or something. So anyway, I think like that's like the training that people like always call on like their experience. So like if he has more higher level kind of repertoire in his brain in terms of like gymnastics capabilities and like, yeah, just like body weight conditioning, calisthenic type things, including like a jump rope. Like, I just think we're going to see more things that trickle down to the quarterfinals level and maybe even the open in terms of like, again, maybe you didn't graduate, so to speak, from single unders. You didn't get to, you know, just do double unders with your jump rope anymore. We're going to mix it up. So this is kind of a nod to that anyway.
Sure.
So you're saying it's sort of a cycle speed, execution speed workout. You want to elaborate on that at all?
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the first section, like dumbbell squats can move pretty quick. Single unders, right? Dumbbell hang to overhead and speed steps, right? These are quick. The reps run quick in those movements, right? And so, you have to be careful because although the movements change and the implements stay the same, it's still, 16 minutes of work across 18 minutes because you get the 2 minutes of rest in between. But as we all know, you can throttle yourself in a 4-minute window and you're not going to be recovered in a 1-minute window, right?
Maybe I would say if someone is really fit, dumbbell squats and single unders probably aren't gonna, like, even if you like go at your fastest like execution, if you have really good fitness, you'll be able to sustain that.
Sure.
I would say that probably changes in that second one with like a double dumbbell hang to overhead. That movement is high power enough where if you're really ripping through those every single time and getting right on your rope, that's going to start to catch up with you. But then really that final one, it's like each time the power requirement for like the level of power output that's required to be successful in those movements goes up. So, however, you're sort of incentivized to go quickest in the early rounds because that's when like the reps are like easiest, so to speak.
Correct. Yeah. And especially with the score being total reps, right? Like you can just slam reps in that first 4-minute window and not put yourself out of reach, but like, if you were racing in a workout like this, make it really tough to catch you in the later rounds just because, like you said, like we talked about, the cycle speed of a double under is naturally slower than a single under, and the cycle speed on a double dumbbell snatch is going to be slower, especially at the end of a workout than, the dumbbell front squats there, especially if you're, really hammering them. So, you're kind of incentivized to push early, and you're going to want to ride that line of, I have to push hard enough to really rack up some reps, but not go so far that I got nothing left for those higher power movements.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, these aren't movements that people are just going to be like, oh my gosh, like this is, like you were saying, like a Rubik's Cube I can't solve. Like this isn't like those double under crossovers or whatever, where it's like super advanced, like obscure skills. Like these actually are basic rope skills like that people should be able to do. So again, I think it does come back to like, hey, like what does your bounding look like and your dumbbell skills when you're getting tired and you're like forced to go out hotter than you want to go out and work out.
Right.
And lastly, we encourage as many people as possible to jump in with you and do these workouts. So you've got people who want to throw down with you, by all means, encourage them to do that. However, we want everyone to submit their scores, right? So where you're going to go to is zorfitness.com. You'll hit on menu, drop down from the protocol. You'll hit that tab called name game. And then you'll go down to the first workout, which should be the newest one. And you're going to click that little green arrow. There you'll be able to enter your name also with the workout name. That's important because it tags it so it doesn't get lost in the forum later on. But then you obviously are going to put your score or your time, and then you'll submit it. If you click on that little number next to it, you're going to see all the other comments, right? You might actually not be able to view them all. So if you hit view all comments, that's going to take you down sort of a leaderboard where you get to compare scores. And then also your coach gets to help determine where you stack up versus other competitors to be able to determine your individual weaknesses. It's going to be super helpful for us, pretty exciting and engaging for you guys. And if you're someone who's watching this, you're not a Zor Fitness athlete yet, I'll link to it below, but you can either check out the protocol or one-on-one coaching and we'll reach out, see if you're a good fit. And for everyone, best of luck on the workout.